Welcome to District 4, the best place to be for information and news. I am your host, A Love. I am giving you a preview of the top trials, cases, and legal stories to track. Everyone's anticipating this series and we are looking forward to it. We began with trials and we will continue with trials. We are revamping everything, so we're going to make sure we give you the most accurate information and to give you some legal tips and lessons on the things that you love the most about us, which is that we cover both halves. Here at District 4, we do the emotional side, which is usually what drives people, and we give you the reality check with the legal. So that is going to be coming soon. We can begin a little bit by talking about the conservatorship of Britney Spears. Now, normally we don't do a lot of celebrity type stuff, but that's what's happening right now. And it goes to the heart of why conservatorship and how it works. It's very important to understand that. A conservatorship, by definition, really, legally speaking, is until the conservatee dies or the conservator dies. So you can see that this is going to be a legal struggle. She was also got into the conservatorship because she was incompetent. So she's asking for that to happen, for it to end without having a psychological evaluation. This is not probably optimum in the eyes of the court because of how she got the conservatorship. You hear the passion, we hear everybody saying free Britney, and emotionally speaking, you don't want to see an adult woman in a case like that. You can feel her pain and empathize. But we have to go back to what happens legally, because legally, the conservatorship was set in place for a reason. It has a lot of restrictions that were written in there that she is not able to agree to or disagree to because she does not have the legal ability to do so. So the only one that can change a conservatorship is the court, but it really is optimally made based on whether or not for life. I mean, let's just say it in a more honest way. And I understand this is a sensitive subject, so I'm trying to be sensitive about it. But we will go into a little bit more detail about that. We also want to talk about the Bill Cosby conviction, which was overturned earlier today. And the importance of that is to understand how it happened, why it happened, and not whether or not you agree with it, but how it took place legally. We will talk about Scott Peterson, which is also a pretty landmark trial. Not his conviction was overturned, but the penalty phase of his retrial is going to be something that's very interesting to look at legally. And then we also, I want to highlight, which is already done, the trial is over, but Ron O'Neill's trial, he is one of the few defendants, as it were, on trial for murder, double murder in his case, with the death penalty on the line, that chose to represent himself. Much like Ted Bundy, the DC sniper, and even Charles Manson, if those of you remember who Charles Manson is, actually at one point represented himself. Even though he seemed to understand somewhat, it is not the same as having a legal expert, and he was found and convicted and given the death penalty. Ted Bundy would come the closest. He was actually a law student at one point, and so he felt he could represent himself a little bit better. It didn't work out for him either. So we go into depth about stuff like that. I personally do not recommend even a lawyer not have representation in a murder trial. They do understand the trial, but there's an emotional level that's in there that's probably not going to be beneficial. But these are just some examples of what we're going to cover, the types of trials we're going to cover. You guys love our trials. We are very appreciative to you. And like I said, we're going to revamp the show. We're going to, or this section of the series. We're going to create a series based on that, and we're going to go over in detail, like we did before, but we'll just do it with multiple trials. A lot of the legalities that go into sort of a better understanding, because when most people look at court, if you're not in the system, whether you be a judge or a lawyer or whomever, or just actually a defendant or a plaintiff, you look at it emotionally, and even they do. And sometimes lawyers and judges get involved in that. We as legal experts also get involved in that emotionally. But it isn't that, because justice is blind. So I'm real excited. I'm looking forward to it. And stay tuned. Please subscribe. Make sure you like the bell, push the bell, because that's going to give you exactly when we start posting. And use the playlist. We do lots of different series. We do financial series, we do relationship series, we do our trial series. And if you want to know when your particular series is posting, it'll tell you that as well if you subscribe and like and press the bell. And then also it helps you see some of our other series, because they're all good series, good quality work, the best that we can. And so we want to make sure you're getting what you need. Make sure you comment. We do read them. We do post the shorter ones, and we do answer them, especially if you're following the financial series. And trials as well, because it's a pretty in-depth subject. A lot of people have a lot of questions that we don't have time to answer on here. So thank you so much. I do look forward to seeing you guys. The top trials to track, and following that series. Continue to follow the other ones. Thank you for everybody that subscribes. We are happy about that. And we'll see you soon.